What is going on, true believers? I hope you're having a good morning. Quick update to starting Monday. Uh, Breakfast of Believes will be at 9 a.m. instead of 8 a.m. We're going to be moving it back an hour, and then the Bears cast is going to be at 10. I want to say 11:30 or 10:30 instead of 9:30. Moving it back over the course of the day, giving a few more time zones a chance. It's difficult. People get up at 6 a.m. if they want to, come check out the show, stuff like that. I want to give at least some kind of middle ground. So we're going to move back just a little bit to try to help that case. In the meantime, Kathy Woods and ARK Investments sold 52 million of their coin accounts. Just recently, Bitcoin ripped up to 66,000. If you look at our liquidity chart, it basically tells you what was going to happen. Now we're looking at 63.6 being the next move before potentially some continued upside. We're kind of ranging right now, but the ETFs continue to bleed. So interesting times. Are we going to have a correction? It looks like there's a downside move coming in the broader market. It just kind of looks that way. At first, it did not, but now we're starting to see the outflows of the ETFs continue. Not huge, but still big. And that's the narrative that's been pacing everything. In fact, we've seen, previously, if 300 million came out of Grayscale Bitcoin, 400 million went into IBIT. It all looked good. Well, 300 million, 400 million is coming out of Grayscale every day, but only 20 or 30 million is now going into IBIT, which means that we've got a negative flow. Now, the negative flow does have an overall effect on Bitcoin price, obviously, and that's what we're seeing right now. And that weakness in buying pressure is translating into opportunities for the snakes out here to start dunking on the price and start to hit those liquidity pools a little bit faster and with a little bit more volatility than what we had seen when we were just getting up only buying. So the narrative has shifted slightly. Meanwhile, Google's integrating an Ethereum name service, which means that they're simplifying their crypto transactions. And we're going to check it all out. And finally, here, before we get started, it is entirely possible that I keep saying it. Most of us keep saying it. We know that it's due. We know that it's coming. We just don't know how. But it is possible that XRP is about to have a really, really big run. And I'm saying it very slowly to let it sink in before I say, but we don't know for sure whether that's going to happen or not. This is not financial advice, but I'm always right.
It's your boy Bleed. Everybody listen up. Let's get it. I'm trying to put money in your pocket. That crypto wallet. That bing bada bing ching ching big profit. Even when the market's sideways, I'm looking for ways to get paid. I'm checking my coins around breakfast, then again around bedtime. Bet this, it's not financial advice, but I'm always right. 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 I'm always right.
Good morning, if you good morning. I hope everybody's having a good morning on this good morning of good mornings as we get out here and start to say good morning. Jay Locke is in the house. Good morning. Alex Herrera has become a new member of the channel. Don't forget, if you haven't already, sign up, subscribe to the channel. We've got members only content, got another members only content coming out today. We're going to start doing those going forward so that you can check them out. Become a member of the channel. Certainly helps. Brian Bootyhead, good morning. Blockchain Bonehead. Mike Volmer's in the house. We've got Richard Caldwell in the house. Good morning. Abimbola Janet is here. Good morning. Ninja Viper is in the house. S-Dog is here with the good morning. We got Redbeard OG. Call just got listed on CDC DeFi. Great time to buy this meme. CDC is gross. Are they infected? Crypto for Dummies. What is going on? Good morning. Victor Lopez, good morning. Jason Collins, good morning. MDK420, good morning. We got JC in the house. Yo, just woke up. You're not going to have to worry about that coming pretty soon. We're going to move this back an hour from instead of 8 o'clock Central Time, we're going to move it to 9 o'clock Central Time. That'll be 10 o'clock Eastern every day. That should allow a few more people to tune in. George Lopez Garcia is in the house. Good morning. We got Richard is balling 123. What is going on? Boost TZ, good morning. Yuri, good morning. Marcelo Juarez in the house. Good morning. Tony P is here. Good morning. The Neko Army, CODM and Crypto is here. Good morning. Purple 303. Yeah, dude, I gotta track more people, and I've been in this position here for I think 2 years now, something like that, and so maybe I'll attract a few more people, stuff like that. You know what I mean? Plus, I can sleep an hour later or half hour later, and I can get up and have a little bit more time. Centrifuge Trump coin, what is going on? Bozo, it's the Bozo Show. Crypto Antagonist is here. Good morning, Daniel Volt. Smokestream, good morning. Am I missing anybody? Jeff T, good morning. Kamal's in the house, good morning. Jamie Bridges, top of the morning to you. Danny Pop, good morning. We've got Biswat Das is in the house. I hope I said that name right. Biswajit, I think I got that right that time. Remington Perot, what is going on? We got Next Level Cash in the house. We got Norbert in the house. What's going on? Good morning to everybody. I hope you're having a good day. Travis in the house. What is going on, my man? We've got Diamond Nuts in the house. We've got Trail Boss here. Good morning to everybody. Jay Manuel kicking it in here. We got Oh My God, Just Snaked You Perg. Good morning. We've got Gazer in the house. Benedict Aplaska is here. What's happening, my man? Scottish Crypto in the house. By the way, Scottish Crypto, did you notice anything? Did you notice anything, Scottish Crypto? Did you notice anything? If you didn't notice it, you better be noticing it right now. That was the biggest Volt sticker that I had, though. So Luis Juarez Castillo is in the house. What's going on? Crypto Gamers in here, snacking it up. Snakes, ooh, I am tired of all these snacks on this goddamn plane, or whatever they say. Khan Azim, what is going on, my man? Benedict is from the Philippines. What is going on? All right, guys, if you good morning, good morning. And if you don't, good morning anyway, because I don't care what you do, I'm good morning. And we're going to kick this off with the information. Coinbase stocks were being sold off by ERC-21. Now, generally, if you see that, that tends to be a top signal. Does Kathy Wood always get it right? No, of course not, but she does get profit. So Coin was sold off by ARC21 Investment for $52 million in a profit-taking move. The decision to sell comes as Coinbase stock price reached multi-year highs, surpassing $270 for the first time since December of 2021. This move follows a pattern of profit-taking by ARC, which has been gradually reducing its exposure to Coinbase since early 2023. Despite the sell-off, Coinbase shares have experienced remarkable growth, with prices up nearly 250% over the past 6 months. So ARC21 making a pretty good lick off of this. Looks like their portfolio adjustment is just that, a portfolio adjustment. So we'll see if they're doing well. I mean, I think they've been a pretty profitable investment company, so I have no reason to think that they're not going to be doing things the right way. But moving on, Bitcoin tests 66K as analysts expect more volatility before the calm. And guys, I want to show you while we're at it what our liquidity chart looks like. And you see right here, we got into this range and we got a test up here at 66,600 like a heat seeker. We came in and we got this big pool of liquidity that sits right there in that range. That's the one that we got. And then what did we do after that? We came back down, and what were we doing? We were heat seeking all of this liquidity right here. What's the next move? It would be my estimation that we probably didn't come down enough, that we probably got some more down to 63,600 at least. 63,600 on this chart is right there in case you need to see the range. So that's where it looks like we're coming next. And you can see why there's a big pool of liquidity. Now, what does that mean afterwards? What that means afterwards is you see a reversal and a spike in the price, and then we move back up here into that 66,005 level. That 66,005 level is right in this range right here. So, and that, by the way, broadly right there puts us in between both big moves. It puts us in between this move and whatever pulls up down here, and it looks like a big wiener on the screen now that I look at it that way. So we probably won't draw that one again, but that's what it looks like. That's what probably is going to happen, and that's how it's going to break out. Now, everything that we're doing at this point is going to be to get a swing up into the 67,000 range, giant pool of liquidity as we go through this area. Now, looking at larger time frames to get an idea of, is there a bigger goal? And there doesn't appear to be. 66,003 still looks like 63,006 still seems like the spot. And then maybe you can make an argument that 68,004 on the high side would be it. But I would venture to say that we're going to need a sweep. Now, the other thing is, if you're looking at market structure, then you got to be nervous about this. This is a downward momentum here. Now, that tends to break to the upside. It does, because this is a downward facing sort of correction. But these are lower time frames. So when you look at it this way, breakout's not going to be as significant. But we'll look at that when we start to get into chart action. But I would be aware here because the market is pricing in right now some volatility. And it says that from that 66,000, Bitcoin remains volatile with a drawdown of 10% last week. The recent catalyst being driven by spot Bitcoin ETF outflows from Grayscale Bitcoin of about 300 million on March 20, says the director of capital formation at Pythagoras Investment. The drawdown still remains in line with the expected range of 10 to 20%. As we've seen historically, that happens right before the Bitcoin halving event. More volatility is expected to come going into the Bitcoin halving. Now, what does that mean? Well, I don't think that it means 50,000, but I do think that it means that, as we show weakness in the market, as this market starts to weaken just a little bit, then we can expect to see a lot more volatility, because it's going to be easier to move that money up and down the charts, if you will. So I would be watching for some increased volatility over the next little while. Doesn't mean we're not going up, just means that we're going to have some downward momentum and some downward pressure. So be prepared for that. Invest accordingly. JP Morgan, however, says that Bitcoin is still remaining overbought. Now, that is the beacon of hope that we should have in this market, because JP Morgan, everything JP Morgan says is wrong. And they do it, I think, deliberately. I think they try to influence and factor in the market. I think that they, I don't know why they're doing it. I don't get it, but they say it remains overbought, Bitcoin, and that we could consider that there's going to be some significant outflow to continue, right? And I don't know that that's the case or not. I know, look, here's the thing, by the way. Here's what we got to understand, and I hope you guys understand what I'm saying here. Bitcoin went on what can only be described as kind of a parabolic run in a short period of time. And after it reached that peak, it became profit-taking time. It didn't matter that we were at an all-time high. It didn't matter where we were in that structure. Did we hit 74,000? None of that mattered. What mattered was we had started this at around 40, and it ran up to significant profit levels. So people, they want to cash out because they want to take that money. That is a magnificent gain for people in this market who were not previously exposed to this type of action. That's the important part. Like we've never seen this kind of enthusiasm, if you will, at a lower profit-taking level. So they're buying up all the Bitcoin and they're taking profit at the same time. And that's putting some Bitcoin back onto the open market. Still a huge reduction in supply, even if there's been a little trickle over the last couple of days. And when you look at it dollar-wise, you say, well, it's a massive amount. It's a little trickle. You know what I mean? They're up so many billions of dollars that it's a little trickle. So now the RIAs are stepping in. So you're going to start seeing more starting to buy. People are starting to find out, where we at in this market. And we saw the drawdown. I don't know that we see a continued long-term drawdown, but we'll see a drawdown, and then boom, all of a sudden you're going to start seeing this thing just sort of rip at some point pretty soon. I'm not sure exactly when that is. I think we'll just continue to get volatility until the halving, maybe for the next month, but I don't know how far down it goes. I mean, I don't know what the buy zone is for Bitcoin right now. If I had to take a guess, and what we're looking for when I say buy zone is, where is it that Bitcoin would become so attractive that everybody would be setting buy orders, right? Well, if I had to guess, I'm actually going to show you. and it's right down here, just as an example, 50,000 right here because of all of this that's happening right here. There's going to be a gigantic amount of buy orders sitting in this range. This is a 1 month chart. If I look at the 1 year chart to get an idea of price action over a 1 year period, you see right there, it still represents just a significant sort of area. This would be a spot where people would get liquidated a lot. But as you look at these ranges, like that's the only spot. You have 62,000 right here, which represents a support, which is where we continue to bounce, right? And we continue to build support and range in this. But this right here, right above 50,000, 51, 52, that's the other area of support. So these, this money that's sitting right there, this is going to be the signal. If it comes down to this range, people are going to go super long on it. And those are the shrewd guys. And then you have, around 42, 43,000, you have another little buildup. And then you have this little sort of range right here at about 37, 38,000 that we were sitting at not that long ago. Those spots, those are going to be your areas where, catastrophically speaking, that's where huge amounts of buyers step in. For now, the buyers are going to step in right here at the 61, 62, 63,000 range, which is why when you look at those shorter time frames, and you look at Bitcoin on those shorter time frames, you see that when we come down into this range, we get that massive liquidity sweep. This one went back up to 68,000. One thing that we shouldn't notice, and one thing that we should recognize here, I'm going to turn off high IQ for a little bit here. As a matter of fact, we're going to turn off that too. One thing that I do want to point out when we're looking at this, and we'll get to it a little bit more later, but we did break out of the structure here. But I think it just kind of, we were just kind of getting into a different sort of structure, if you will. Like that was just, we were not having the big breakout that we were looking for. You can also make an argument that we broke above the range, and that's why we tested the high up here, and then we came back down, and maybe we're bouncing off of this, coming back into this range, but we have to get over 68.5. Otherwise, we are now in a downtrend. If we're in a downtrend, then what we're going to see is we're going to see continued resistance of these ranges where, if we break up here, then it's only going to be to 66,000 right now. If we broke right now, we would only come up to 66,000 and then probably reject our way back down into 62, because you can see we're continuing to mint this downward sort of trend. And if that's the case, then, the rally's not over, but the structure is changing dynamically. Let's go ahead and remove this for the moment and look at this is where the structure kind of is right now. So could be that this is, that here we come back down to these ranges for these tests again. On these shorter time frames, by the way, this is 1 hour. On these shorter time frames, you can see token resistance here at 57. You see a bigger level of resistance right here at that 52 range. This is the one I was talking to you about. But that's it. I mean, this is, these are the support levels. If we break those, then we're coming down. And right now, 68.5 was the support level, and it's become resistance, which means that if we don't get some pressure coming to make this momentum thing happen, then we are going to come down here most likely for a retest in this range before moving on. So wild stuff happening. Anyway, so JP Morgan, not very bullish right now. They think that something bad could be happening. Let's move on to Ethereum, because in the big news for Ethereum, Google is integrating the Ethereum name service, simplifying crypto transactions. By the way, still don't use believes.eth because no. Simplifying crypto transactions with the ENS domains. The Ethereum name service revolutionizes how we interact with Ethereum wallets. So instead of doing a public address, which is unbelievable, you can just put like believes.eth and you could send to believes.eth. I'm not comfortable, by the way. If anybody here is an ENS expert, by the way, my ENS name is pointed to my old hacked wallet, and I felt like I needed to transfer it over to a new wallet to do, but I'm nervous about it. So if anybody knows anything about it, I can repoint. I mean, I went into it and I looked at it, and I know I can repoint it at a new wallet, but I was concerned about whether or not that would be actually hacked. I don't think that it is, but I don't know how that smart contract works. I guess I should just ask them instead of you guys. Anyway, so The Google integration of the crypto ecosystem, it's more than just a technical update. It represents a significant leap forward in the normalization and adoption of cryptocurrencies. The visibility of the Ethereum wallet balances on Google search results is poised to significantly boost interest in the cryptocurrency, because now you can just go look at like donaldtrump.eth and see how much money's in there, stuff like that. Like you're going to be able to, it's part of the search engine. You know what I mean? Like this is a potentially a really significant move for Ethereum. Now, in other news, in a wild one, Brad Garlinghouse, the CEO of Ripple, has challenged the SEC over the claim that Ethereum is a security. Remember, the person that told you that the person that told you that Ethereum is a commodity is a guy by the name of Gary Gensler. Gary Gensler is now the chair of the SEC. Why is he changing his stat? Well, it's politically motivated, I'm sure. But Brad Garlinghouse has publicly voiced his opinion. And what he said is, it's actually very simple here. He referenced the SEC's attempts to regulate the crypto industry, including its notable legal dispute with Ripple. Garlinghouse highlighted the SEC's failure to win its case against XRP and questioned when the commission would acknowledge its potential defeat in trying to classify ETH similarly. The debate between Ethereum's class, and by the way, I think this should be a real good indicator to you guys. If you haven't recognized it already, we're not getting an Ethereum ETF because the SEC is attacking Ethereum as we speak, and they're not engaging with any of the ETH ETF providers. So remember how at one point it was 414 and 1 for BlackRock getting approvals. Looks like it's gonna be 414 and 2. So I don't know if that will be the case, but I mean, it sure is looking like it at this point, you know. But the SEC is trying to expand its reach. It asked for, I think, $2 billion more in order to fight cryptocurrency. You know, there's a big and long history here. Again, storied history here. Bill Hinman saying that, and by the way, there is a difference, and I think that we should probably recognize that. We're saying Ethereum is not a commodity. They're saying Ethereum is not a commodity. Or we're saying it's not a security. They're saying it's not a security up until a certain point. And what is that point? The merge. When the merge changed it from proof of work, where it could be mined, to proof of stake, where you gain rewards for holding it. I think that's what the SEC is going to say constitutes a security. And I think that that's what they're going to say has turned it into a security. And then I think we're going to see a very clear indication from the teams here on the SEC that they're going after proof of stake blockchains. Proof of work blockchains will probably be fine, and proof of stake will probably be attacked by the SEC if it even becomes a thing. I do think that we're probably looking at a change in guard in a few months. So whatever they can do right now, I don't think it's going to continue. I think that a lot of this will be pulled back with the next, with the next administration coming in. I do assume that at this point that administration is going to be the Trump administration, but I don't know for sure. So we'll be watching out for that. And also in altcoin news, since we're on the topic, here we are. Ripple whales mobilized in South Korea stock exchanges. 30 million XRP withdrawn from Upbit. Guys, that's a gigantic amount. What does that mean when you take $20 million off of an exchange? That usually means that the withdrawal was directed at an undisclosed address labeled R3OW, known for its history of processing large XRP transactions. Only 978,000 XRP tokens remain at this address, indicating a rapid distribution to various destinations. Such significant withdrawals from exchanges often indicate strategic asset management and potentially reflect bullish sentiment among investors. Conversely, movements towards a stock market can typically indicate a selling trend. So what are we looking at in XRP right now? The people are looking at it, and are they moving on XRP at this point? Still haven't made a big move to it. We saw a drawdown overnight. So if we're looking at a drawdown on it, then I would venture to say, let's flip this a little bit. I would venture to say that this is going to be a perfectly opportune time to accumulate if you're looking to make a trade on XRP. Now, the structure, we're going to have to get rid of that And we're going to get rid of that because we're not worried about these pieces right now. They don't affect right here and right now. Right here and right now, we are sitting in this sort of range right here at the bottom of this fib retracement. And that's not a great sign, by the way. That's not not fantastic when you see this playing down this way, because you rejected off of 786, and that's usually indicating a bearish sentiment. So let's go look at our auto fib extension here. We still see that it's looking on this last range here like there's a breakout for XRP for some reason. What is it seeing that we're not seeing? And what it's seeing is a move up to 86 cents as a maximum impulse move. When we come out a little bit longer here, then we're looking at a play out still to 92, around, about 92 cents, coming back over to this all-time sort of high range. It looks like what we're looking for is a breakout on XRP back to these all-time high levels coming over this period of time. So I'd be fascinated to see what happens with XRP in the next little while, because it looks like it's set for some sort of breakout in some way. And when you're seeing people pulling it off of the exchanges, then you got to think that they're trying to manipulate the price. They're trying to create a supply crunch. And when they do that, that usually means positive price movement. Now, moving on to the next altcoin, Solana is now the top global blockchain in popularity in a new CoinGecko report. Now, CoinGecko came out with a list. The list was on Twitter, and it was the top 20 most popular blockchains. And as you can see from this ranking, Solana came in at number 1, followed by Ethereum, BNB, then Cosmos, then Avalanche, Arbitrum, Base, Sai, Sui, and then Polygon rounding out the top 10. And then Ton is coming in at number 11, then ZK Sync, Cardano, Polkadot, Metis, Phantom, Injective, Pulse Chain, Aptos, and Hedera. Phantom, by the way, is the of these 20 blockchains, Phantom is the one with the biggest increase in the last 30 days. So if you haven't already, certainly check out Phantom. I am not endorsed, and I'm not a spokesperson for any one of these blockchains, but guys, 2 years now, I've been telling you that I think Phantom is, I don't like what they're doing right now, but I guess got to stick with it. You know what I mean? So anyway, don't forget to check out Neko. We do have a video that came out last night. Make sure that you're watching Neko. Jesus Christ. MX is at $4.30 right now. What the fuck is going on? Woo! That is wild. That is wild. Phantom is up 7.5% today to $1.19. By the way, CASP is up 2.5%. Optimum is up 4.5%. So we do have some bright spots in the market right now. AvicPay continuing to increase. Jasmy's up to 2.16 cents. So there's some bright spots in the market. Near Protocol is at 666 right now. That's awesome. So there are some bright spots again, but we need to see what Bitcoin's going to do. I think we're looking at 63,006 at this point. U.S. market is about to open up for the day. I would say that most likely the U.S. market is going to be in sell-off mode. It'll be in sell-off mode because it's Friday. They're going to want to take profit before the weekend. I don't think that they're going to want to leave a big pump in the market at this point. I don't know for sure, but we'll see. Now, again, make sure you check out Neko. Neko has where are we at here? Neko is at 25.08 right now, and it's kind of ranging down here. And guys, we've seen this happen a bunch of times before. But again, this is Shaka Crypto who created this, so I got a feeling that at some point we're going to see a nice little rip off of it. It's tightening up in the Bollinger Bands. I told you guys yesterday that it tightened up in the Bollinger Bands. Well, that broke to the downside just a little bit. Of course, the market, was not crushing. So it did the same thing. Now it's tightening up again. That tightening up, it's either going to go up or down. And based on liquidity, based on opportunity, I would think that it's probably going to pump on this next move. So we'll see what happens. But Bencoin. So, all right, guys, this is where shit's about to hit the fan. Okay. And I've warned you, if you are a Ben Armstrong fan, by the way, did you like how I did the fist thing with Ben's fist? And I did it like two guys fisting, if you will, which is, by the way, not exactly what you think it is. it's classy when guys do it, I think, or something like that. I think I put up a video. Yeah, here we go. Right here, I made a video of it was about the sim swap would be coming, staking would be coming. But I made a fist, one of those fist logos, and I did the same thing. And I said, and I even texted Ben. I'm like, dude, we're gonna be fisting on the front of the thumbnail. And he's like, what the, you know what I mean? And I was like, yeah, you'll see. You know what I mean? But anyway, so yeah, I put us both doing this fisting, and then I said, dude, let me think what I say here. I said, dude, they're going to be telling you all about how, dude, won't you get out of his ass or something like that, at some point. But it's kind of funny, right? It was funny. It was hilarious because I'm funny. So there you go. But anyway, for Bencoin. So let's get back to this because this is kind of important. It's kind of weird. So how do I explain this shit? God damn it. I got a hold of, I was able to finally get the transcripts of the court case. And as you guys know, Ben is BitBoy again. And I also want to point out that not only that, but yesterday you saw the first advertisement for bitlabacademy.io as part of Ben's IP. So Ben has BitBoy Crypto back. Ben has BitLab Academy back. Ben has his IPs back. Ben is also going to get the BitBoy Crypto Twitter account back. But we have the Discover channel say, oh, we lost the login, bro. Like, we don't know where the login is. You know what I mean? Like, why don't you ask Joshua? And Joshua said, oh, we don't have it. Why don't you ask DZ? And then DZ was like, we don't have it, bro. Why don't you, like, first of all, is it hot in here? Is it just me? With my suspenders. Anyway, I don't have it. Why don't you ask Nick? And Nick was like, I don't have it either. I'm over here. Look, guys, can I be a Civil War reenactor, please? I'm trying to learn how to South won. You know what I mean? It's a conspiracy by the global Illuminati to say that the North won because it didn't actually win. TJ, what do you think? And then Lady Frame is like, anybody got an assistant I could bang? Whatever he says. I don't know what he says. I mean, I don't know how he talks. But anyway, actually, I do know how he talks because guess what? I found the court case. I found everything. I got the transcript. I'm going to tell you guys everything that these fucking assholes said. I mean, when I say that, I mean these alleged nice people. I'm going to tell you exactly what they said in the court of law. I'm going to tell you what Timothy said. I'm going to tell you what TJ said. I'm going to tell you what they all said because I got it. It's going to take a few days for me to unpack this because it is hours of testimony. But guess what? If you had Ben Armstrong winning on your bingo card, if you had that Ben Armstrong is powered by like tiger blood or something like that, then you got it right. You're winning here. So shout out to you. But if you had Ben losing or something like that, well, then trade your card in because you just got wrecked, daddy-o. So anyway, you're going to see a whole lot of this stuff happening over the next little while. We got just by Sanshu, less drama. So there's going to be less drama with Sanshu, that's for sure. Sanshu, in fact, had a nice little run up until just a few short hours ago. Sanshu was on a nice little recovery run here. You can see here the Bollinger Band tightening up just a little bit more. It got real tight right there, and then it just exploded from that range. And I'm kind of zoomed out on this, I would think. Jesus Christ. We got to zoom in. But you saw like there's a nice little buy-in coming for Sanshu for a little bit of time up to 66.48. Then you saw that little exit right there. Still had a nice little pump, and if it continues, then there's going to be a pretty good thing, especially for all of this market. So hopefully, we're going to see a big move on Sanshu coming pretty soon. But anyway, Bitcoin's doing exactly what I said. I don't know what's going to happen yet, but it looks like we're going down to that 63,600. And then when we get to that range, I mean, we're going to see whether or not we get a strong bounce back or not. We're about to find out. We're about to find out in just a little while. This market does say that Bitcoin could go a little bit further. So again, we've got 57,000 down here in range. We haven't yet got to 62,780. So that's, still in the cards, but again, check out Sanu if you haven't already. I did a partnership with them for a video. We made a video, and that's been it so far. So we'll see. But again, Bitcoin, if you haven't already, get ready for it because it's going to get fascinating. Also, by the end of this month, we should see that SIM swap should be happening. By the end of this month, we should also see staking happen. So there's a lot of things that are on the table here happening. We'll see what happens. Dow Jones, by the way, is about even for the day. But the crypto market is bleeding out big time. U.S. market doing what can only be described as U.S. market shit right now. So, yeah, that's the U.S. market for you. They are shady shit. But let's move on. Terra Luna Classic. Do Quan is going to South Korea, and the High Minister of Montenegro is furious. I bet he made a deal. By the way, if you didn't already, they're right there. That little thing right there. It's a small one, but it's right there. That's a Volt logo, by the way. So yeah. But anyway, so the whatever he's called in Montenegro, he was like really mad because Terra Luna Classic, Do Kwon is going to South Korea and not the United States. He has no vested interest in this shit to begin with. He served his time. Do Kwon served his time. Now here we are. It's just unbelievable what these shady ass bullshit characters are doing. Like it's fucking disgusting. These people are real scumbags. You know what I mean? Like they want to make sure. And look, the U.S. government. If you don't think the U.S. government is like paying them for this, like you're not even paying attention anymore. Quiet on the set. You know what I mean? So yeah, he's. Oh, we got a strong bounce. Wow, we just got a strong bounce off of 66,600. We're up at 63,800. So I think that might have been a little like I might have been right here. This is a little liquidity heat seeker moment, if you will. But anyway, so Do Kwon is going to South Korea, and they're furious about Do Kwon going to South Korea. They want him to go to the United States for prosecution. So we'll see how that plays out. I'm not sure how it ends up. And by the way, the one thing that you guys have to understand about whatever's going on with Do Kwon doesn't really matter to the Terra Luna Classic blockchain, but it does matter to the people who are originally Terra Luna holders or the people that have some hope that something good is going to happen or anything like that. So it will affect the price action when Do Kwon does or whatever, when he gets prosecuted, whatever happens. It's important to the community what happens with Do Kwon. It really is. So we'll see how that plays out. But also over the next bunch of days and stuff like that, I am forming a partnership to do updates. I will let you guys know all kinds of different projects. Currently what I've told you about is, Luna Classic, and then, Lenny Lunk, and then we've had like the fire token. We've had like the cremation coin. There's been a few things that we've done in this ecosystem, but we haven't really kind of delved into all of it. U.S. market is continuing to sell off, so we're back down to 63,600 one more time. We're getting another, like a little quick double bottom, I guess. So that usually means we're probably going down a little bit more. We'll look at the liquidation heat map in just a little while and see if there's kind of a range in here that we would expect. But it looks like it's kind of a fight at this range on whether we're going up or not. So the market is definitely pushing downward momentum. So, but again, we'll keep you updated on it, because it's time now for market analysis. I'm trying to put money in your pocket. Whatever, I should have an intro for that, shouldn't I? Anyway, so let's look at what we got going on with this right now. Bitcoin, 63,500, kind of sinking fast on this. Let's move this fib extension out of range here so that we can kind of get a zoom in. You can see like the last bunch of hours since 2 a.m., which is European hours, really starting to happen here. You can see that just a massive sell down happening here. 62,000. I mean, it's almost like a heat seeker at this point. that 62,700 would be in that range. Now, before we unpack that, let's go look at the liquidation heat map and refresh this shorter time frame on the 24-hour to see what are we targeting. Okay, so you can see down here, we haven't really we haven't gotten through this range of 63,500. So if you're looking, then there's a liquidity pool right down in this range right here where I'm circling, and it's right below where we've gotten so far. We didn't quite sweep down into it. Now, if we sweep down into it, then I think we're done. If that shows some weakness, then we'll continue on our way down. You'll see that we end up down into this range all the way down to here. What range is that? 62,900. So there is some downward momentum that could still happen, or this is enough. Like we kind of wicked our way down. Let's hit refresh here and see if we ended up wicking our way down through there. So we got most of this, and then we got a big green candle spiking our way back up. So Bitcoin is at 63.7 now. So we're going to range around here, see if we can spike down here, get to 63,005 cleared out. And then we're going to be back on our way to 64,899, 64,899, and then up into 65.5 would be the next expectation of short-term range. On the 3-day, which is where we tend to have our volatility, that would tell us that we're headed, if we can come down here into 63.5 and finish off this sweep down at the bottom, then the next move would be up here to 68,000, 68.4. Most likely we'll stop before we get there. That's a long range. That's a very long range to get to. It is possible, by the way, but it's a very long range to get to. Most likely we'd be looking at a sweep in here at 67,000 and then a rejection back down to take more liquidity along the way. So the market makers are going to be heat seeking. That's what I think is going to end up happening. And as I say that, we're actually looking at 63,500 as we're pushing down and still continuing to like pile on liquidity here to see whether or not we can actually make that move into the range. So Ethereum 33.70. I cashed mine out the other day at 35 up here. I had no confidence that we were going to continue on. I did like the fact that we broke out of this structure right here because this was a downward sort of trend, and now we're using it as support. So I expect that we're going to get a bounce at some point, but we could just bounce around on this range a little bit longer and, you know, come down into 32 here before spiking this way, or we're getting close to the halving. We can still continue on our way down. So, you know, I don't know which one we're going to do. But look, we're going to fight, by the way, on Bitcoin at 63,005. So it looks like the market just really, when you see it like this and you're not seeing this massive dump, it looks like they're just trying to do a targeted sweep. So, you know, it could be that we just got it and now we're reversing and starting to pump and the sellers are done. So we'll see. BNB. Wanted to get in BNB last night, by the way. I was looking at it over here because I did some videos about going long on a few projects, and I thought, you know what, I think BNB is going to actually rip. So it ended up coming down, so didn't do what I thought it was going to do. Now let's get into Solana here because it's important to kind of figure out Solana. Solana is not a mess, but we had this nice little break here. We had this nice little move. We came up all the way through, completed the range. Once we got through the range, we got through this impulse, then now we're looking at this move down to the 786. We got a play down to 786 right here in this golden pocket range. Then we ripped back up to the 23.6, which is what you're supposed to do. Then we came back down to the 618 for a retest. If we reverse here, then I would expect maybe a 38 move here to 187, and then maybe a comeback down into this range, and then on and start testing that 210, getting into that local all-time high. If we're doing it the right way, if it's looking the way that it should, then that's, you know, that's a crazy fucking drawing there now that I look at it. But, you know, up here, down here, up into this range, again, like a little consolidation, and then a breakout from there would be the most likely course of action. If we're looking at on the 1 hour, though, by the way, you can see there's a strong inclination that we're on a big pump. So if you look at the place that we are with all of our RSIs right now, the RSIs are weak on the hourlies for a lot of these different tokens. This is Bitcoin. Bitcoin is down here in breakout range, right? Ethereum is down here near breakout range. BNB, not close to breakout range, but it might come down into that. But Solana is down in breakout range. This might be good for BNB, by the way, now that I think about it. Render on the lower end, but still in that breakout range. API broke out last night, had a nice little run, but it's starting to come back down as well and cool off. Luna Classic coming back down into range. USTC coming down into range. Volt down in range. ADA, Avalanche having a nice little rip, actually. Avalanche is up on the day. SHIB is coming down. We got a couple of them. Phantom is probably up. Yeah, Phantom is up. There's a couple of them. Caspa probably midline right now, so it could reverse at any time. So yeah, it looks like we're just kind of sweeping down through here. Again, looking at, let's go to the 15 minutes. You can see a little shorter time frame here. You can see that the sell-off is just radically continuing here, trying to get down into the range. The liquidation heat map, let's refresh so you can see it on a 24-hour. So we've come through the range. As you can see that right now, we've come through this range, and it's still continuing to come down into, that means that 63,000, 62,009, that's now on the table, that we're not getting a reversal from that range. This might just be a YOLO rest in peace moment for crypto, by the way. You never know. We're in that spot right now where the strong bounce is supposed to happen. It seems like we've got this spot here where there's, last time we came into this range, this is the range, and this is where it started, right? What we like to see is we'd like to see a higher low. What we would like to see is a structure that allows us to have some positive momentum forming a higher low, if you will. Other than that little breakout right there, if you take this right here, then this looks like the way that it's moving as well. Like there's, everything says that we're minting higher lows in this little short-term range right here. So it could be that there's a reversal on the table. But again, this is just a 15 minutes. This is not like, it's nothing official about this. 1 hour, we're still coming down. This is still massive sell-off area. This is still just weak, the weak U.S. market doing weak U.S. market shit. Now, I'm going to expect at this point, because we're seeing this, because of the way that it looks, I would not be surprised to see a test down. Remember, this is a consolidation range right here that we've kind of been in. So, I mean, if you're looking for a place where where's the money right there? So this could mean that we are into a breakdown into 58,000 range. So, you know what I mean? Like we're not completed yet. The best thing we can hope for is to be caught right here in the 62,000 range and get a strong bounce off of it. And there's plenty of liquidity from one end to the other. So, hopefully that's what's going to end up happening. But if not, then, we're going to be in for a little bit of a correction. Again, all of these things are playing out sort of the same way. Let's go look at these meme coins and see how they're playing out. When is up 22% on the day. A lot of sell-off for something that's up 22% on the day. And god damn, like this thing is not, like nobody's buying, everybody is selling on when. Jesus Christ. There we go. All right, so it went up to 2,900. So when had a nice little run, and it hasn't had anything in 30 minutes. Is Dex Tools down? Hold on 1 second here, guys. We might have a no. When people stop selling on when, and there's been no buying or selling. 24-hour volume of $1 million, and nobody's buying or selling on when. Did when rug? It's got 2.5 million. No, it's got 2.5 million in liquidity. So I don't know what the fuck's happening over there, but I would be real nervous at this point because I don't know what that is. Anyway, Avic Pay's up a little on the day. Small volume. Sanshu 6628. Cited chain at 1045. Cited chain has been in this range for a long period of time. It's time for it to do something, or it's going to lose. I mean, it's going to lose investors if people don't do something. 2621 for SHIB. downward momentum right now, but we'll see whether it breaks out or not. Bone 89.6, Advantis 33.33, Dev E at 122.53, Volt at 61.80, still continuing that retracement. Again, I told you guys Volt needed some positive momentum. It got, maybe if you consider this as the impulse move right here, right there, and then up into that spot right there. You got the golden pocket play. So I would expect to move back up here to 8 pretty soon. And, we'll see what happens from there. Ben down just a little bit to 58.65 again today. Downward momentum of the last couple hours. I mean, again, the market sell-off is real. So we'll see what happens. Myro's at 21.61. Myro was a good dog, but now he's just acting like an asshole. So, and it goes with the broader market. It goes with the broader market. Bonk, Bonk here has 400,000 in liquidity and a 1.3 billion market cap. Guys, you're not making any money off of Bonk. Jesus fucking Christ. Dog with Hat 216. By the way, Dog with Hat, that's kind of a range to buy, I think. This is the area where we've always had a strong bounce in this little range right here. Now the other thing is, if you're doing this, be aware that we've got this declining sort of trend line here. So if you get in this range and you get this rip all the way up here, you can expect it'll probably reject at a smaller time frame. You can expect that it'll probably be in this 280 range instead of all the way up here over 340 again. We'll see whether there's a breakout or not, but it doesn't look like it. Looks like we're probably going to be right there. We'll see what happens. Neko is at 25.08, I want to say. Yeah, 25.08. And I think they're got a CMC listing, shit like that coming. Then we got Pepe. Pepe is coming down hard. And guys, if you did not see my if you didn't see my video that I did last night, this was for hey guys, look, I'm trying not to be an asshole. I'm trying. I try. But if you didn't see it, I'm going to show it to you right now because I do want you to see that I really am one. This was you know what? Let's stop that real quick and then let's present this in it so you can hear it because God damn it, I'm hilarious. In the Chrome tab, we're going to do that one right there. All right, so we're going to share this. All right, so this was me to the Pepe and pork community yesterday. Warren Buffett's long-lost cousin, we'll call him Bleaves Buffett, once said that cryptocurrency is the transfer of wealth from the impatient to the patient. And I wanted to say that because if you sold all of your Pepe, and the rock means all of your Pepe, in order to buy pork, Pepe is now at an all-time high, around 3 billion market cap, and pork is now sitting down at near 150 million market cap. So if you did that from me to you, oh shit. Do better. Do I have issues? Yes, I do. But also, if you did that ignorant stuff, that's your fault. That's not my fault. I didn't do anything. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's really it. Getting porked by Polly. You know what I mean? Like getting porked by Polly. That's I mean, like that's ridiculous that any of that would even be like on the agenda. Like I cannot believe that people. It's just fucking unbelievable. Anyway, Trump is in buy zone. By the way, Trump is at $4.84. I know it's still coming down, but I have every confidence that we're going to see a big time reversal on Trump. Again, it's $1 billion market cap thing. It's a question right now of can you get down into the right range or can you DCA your way down a little bit and then just hold on for dear life for a little while. Jesus, the wheel took Jesus. Jesus didn't take the wheel. I thought there'd be a bigger pump with Easter coming, and I don't see I don't see any big move here on Jesus, even though you know what I mean. And then GameStop is down again. Didn't have that, it didn't have that big breakout like I told you up here that it would have. It didn't have it, so it's still got $1 million in volume, so it's gonna rip again. but it's probably going to go from where it is right now, which is what is the spot on 1228, probably runs up to 2404. So it's probably a 100% opportunity for profit on GameStop. I'm estimating and I'm guessing this thing is not played out very well on that retest. And I told you guys, if it retests, it would come up here, and it didn't even get close to retesting. So, all of that shit is, this is just basically one of those dead structure tokens that now has this fundamental right from about right here. I want to say to down here. You see there's you can see there's a trend line right there. So we're not going over that trend line again. In fact, this right here, that probably represents that last little pump before it really starts to wane. So GameStop, I think, is pretty dead at this point. But I was also seeing that there's like over 20,000 meme coins now on Solana. So it's like piling up exponentially. Let's close this out by taking one more shot at Bitcoin, seeing where Bitcoin is. 63,100, still pushing its way down, trying to get down into that range, doing more and more and more. The Dow Jones down 50 points on the day. NASDAQ's down 20 points on the day. So it looks like the market of the United States is just going to be a bunch of scumbag takers trying to steal your money and hide your kids, hide your wife, or, whatever that dude said that one time. Because they trying to kill everybody up here in Lincoln Park. God damn it, what was his name? I don't remember what his name was, but they come for everybody here. Hide your kids, hide your wife, because they murder, or they raping everybody up here in Lincoln Park. Something, I don't remember what it was. But anyway, so, if we get a nice little bounce off here, then we're good. 62,007, 62,008, we get a nice little rip in a reversal here, then we're in good shape. Otherwise, if we don't get a strong bounce here, then, again, RSI is falling off of the map. We got a weak, you know what I mean? We got a weak market right now. So, see you guys on the other side. You know what I mean? So let's pay some bills here real quick, and then I'm going to get out of here because I got a Chicago Bears podcast to prepare for. So if you haven't already, consider signing up at Weeks to trade your Luna Classic. Consider signing up to Weeks because it helps support me. For your privacy, security, and protection, sign up for NordVPN. If you're trading, you can use MEXC again. If you do anything that I say, then you can go to MEXC to do your trading again. They're giving me a fair rate again. They stopped screwing me over. Also, Fair Desk. If you haven't already, consider buying a bag of Neko. It's going to probably pump it a little bit at some point. And then over the next couple days, I'm going to be breaking down everything that was. I got a bunch of stuff going on with Ben Armstrong, guys. When you see it, you're going to be like, "Whoa!" So these guys really are everything you guys have said they are, and I'm gonna be like, "Yeah. They really are." As a matter of fact, and I'm going to be, I think I'm going to use like a nerd voice. I'm going to be like, when I'm going to use like when I'm going to do Lady Frame, I'm going to be like, yeah. So anyway, what I think is going on here, or, I'm going to use like a crazy voice or something like that. I don't know yet. I might just be nice. I don't know that I'm going to be, but we'll see. Anyway, let's pay some bills, and then we'll talk to you again. We'll see you on Monday. Again, don't forget, new start time is going to be 9 a.m. Central Time on Monday. And that's it. You guys take care, and we'll see you soon. Cryptonomy.finance just launched a research section, so make sure that you go check that out today. Learn a little bit more about crypto that you may not have known before. If you are a corporate client, you can have a relationship manager and a lot of customer support, superior OTC services, and institutional tools that will help you in your venture. Also, if you sign up for the VIP course, you can get in touch with high-touch wealth management personnel and a lot of different people and personalized information as you need in order to successfully navigate this crypto system. Also, if you look at my moves right now, you can see that I'm earning over 106 Solana on my last staking. My Tether, I'm going to earn 1,670 on my staking so far. You can see there's some of these I've earned $784. I can't cash out for a while, but I've earned $784 so far. And then in the launch pool, guys, if you haven't checked the launch pool out, you've got to check the launch pool. Look at these ROIs that I'm getting right now. It's fantastic. 20x on K9 Finance, 7x on Weave, on Block Jerk. If you put a stake into this system right here, it gives you a fantastic amount of